I am Mrs. Sukti Sarkar. I have retired from Reserve Bank of India as an assistant manager last year. So it's 1 year since I am a retired person. And I have interest in traveling, in theater and performing arts, in reading. So these are my three main interests, main hobbies, I can say. And since I'm interested in reading, I'm interested in history. And I have been born and brought up in Kolkata. And I know Kolkata has a very long history, very interesting and to some extent intriguing history. And it was the British capital of India during the British regime. So that way, it's a port city. So there are so many interesting bits of history behind this entire city. And you won't believe when Immersive Trails was actually known as Heritage Walk Calcutta, one midnight, and I'm a Facebook addict as well. Suddenly, Heritage Walk Kolkata, the Facebook page, it just floated into my screen. And that was a very happy thing for me. And it was 3 years ago in 2017. And there was an announcement of this Other Colonies Day Tour. I was very surprised by the term other colonies. And then I went into the details of the program. I came to know, and I immediately decided that this is for me. So I just had to participate, and that was sometime in July. And that was such an interesting experience. Tathagata was the tour leader. He took us to Chuchura, Chandannagar, and Bandel. And that was a very interesting experience. So, and also to that place, Bashperia. So it was a very interesting experience for me. And then and there, I decided that I have to participate in all their walks, which I did eventually in last 3 years. And then when the virtual walks came up, because of the lockdown and pandemic, and I couldn't go out, and then I have decided, I've already done 4 of their virtual walks, and I have decided to make all of them. And any questions? Any questions right now?
Yeah. Since you've been on all the physical walks and you've attended some of the virtual walks as well, can you share your experience? Like, what differences do you see between the physical and virtual tours?
Yes. I knew that virtual walks do exist. I knew it from internet, particularly in some famous history or natural history or art museums abroad. There were virtual tours. I was just aware. And what would the experience be like? I had no idea. So I was curious, obviously. And when the virtual walks started opening up from Immersive Trails, so I found that there were some which I had done real life walks. So I was very curious. So I have, after doing 4 such walks, I'll tell you, Dalhousie Square walk, and then Old Chinatown walk, and then this Battle for Calcutta in collaboration with Dipanjan Ghosh, that, and very recently a micro walk, Dwarkanath Trails. Out of these 4, 2 I had done in real life as Dalhousie Square and Old Chinatown's walk. First of all, I don't think I should really compare the experience. Number 1. Number 2, the virtual walks are certainly not to be taken as replacement of real life walks. They are altogether a separate experience by themselves. I should say, for me, it has been 2 very different kind of experience. And maybe in a way, the virtual walk has been more advantageous for me. Sitting in the comfort of my study table with a cup of coffee, as if I was interacting one-to-one with the tour guide, walk guide. And then there were maps, there were newspaper excerpts, there were some photographs and such things which were I could see on the screen in a magnified form, which gave me more involvement with the whole program. Because I remember when Tathagata showed us the maps, he carries a folder with him at the steps of GPO, surrounded by say 10, 12 people. I was trying to peek over somebody's shoulder to see the maps. But here the map was exclusively available for me. It was so beautifully visible. And I could read the letters, right? And that was really very interesting. So I'm enjoying the virtual walks a great deal, but I'm also waiting for making a real life walk of the Dwarkanath trails. And as for Battle for Calcutta, it was absolutely fascinating. It was a day-to-day, or I should say kind of hour-to-hour commentary, as if it was happening. It was just happening. It was so exciting, so lively. So I'm for both the varieties of walks, real life walks as well as virtual walks.
So what has your best experience been with us?
The best aspect of the heritage walks hosted by Immersive Trails is the depth of research, the sincerity of research. I think I can add that I have participated in heritage walks conducted by few other agencies of the city, but the depth and magnitude of the research of Immersive Trails is just unparalleled. Sometimes it is also mind-boggling. For example, I can refer to my experience of the Murder and Mayhem walk, which was absolutely fascinating. So much. I have walked through those areas. For 37 years, I have been working in a bank in Dalhousie Square. I never knew individual buildings, manholes, lampposts, all such things carried so much of stories. So that was absolutely fascinating. Any more questions?
Now that we have rebranded into Immersive Trails and we are looking to be a global brand, what would you expect from us in the future? What more would you like to see?
That's a very good question. First of all, let me say, after the rebranding, I thoroughly appreciate the logo. The logo speaks a lot. And it speaks a lot. It's very inviting as well. That is what I should say. And as for my expectations, all these days so far, I have been roaming around the streets of Kolkata and places which were very close to Kolkata in their historical importance. For example, places in that other colonies day tour in the districts, like Chandanagar, Chuchura, Bandel. And one thing that I thoroughly appreciate that this agency is trying to increase its outreach. In February this year, for a week, we were taken to Manipur, the World War II trails. That was absolutely fascinating. I have done the Second World War remembrance walking tour in Kolkata, but I was just unaware of that the Second World War was fought with so much of intensity and importance in Manipur. As it is, we are sort of a bit unfamiliar with things happening in the Northeast, despite they being our close neighbors. So that was an amazing experience to visit the Imphal War Memorial Museum, to have Arambam Angamba Singh as our tour guide, to visit the museum at his residence. So without Immersive Trails, all this would have been beyond my reach. So that was a fabulous thing. And taking cue from that experience, I really expect that now I'll be able to walk through streets of Mumbai, Chennai, Jaipur, Delhi, and just waiting. And maybe when the transport system improves, we'll be taken to these places as well. Just waiting.
Yes.
These are my expectations.
That's really good. It seems like you've really enjoyed your
Absolutely.
experience with us
Absolutely.
a lot.
Absolutely. Actually, I think I can describe this immersive trails as a kind of Sherazade who used to narrate the 1001 Arabian Nights stories. And with each experience of such walks, heritage walks, with this agency, be it virtual or real, as if it was Sherazade conducting a storytelling session, each more interesting than the other. That is how I would like to relate.
Okay. Thank you so much for saying such nice things.
But that is what I
It's
feel.
been, yeah. No, it's really nice to see that people are really enjoying everything that, the company, the organization is doing. And that's what,
Yes.
like, we want to continue doing that. And
Yes, and you, yes, and
because
I
it's
had
not
discussed,
feasible for
yes.
everybody to travel, even maybe once the lockdown eases everywhere.
Right, right, right.
So
That is
to
where the
bring,
importance of virtual tours come.
yeah, so to
Yeah.
bring all those to the people virtually would be something really
Be
nice.
a great idea. And I would like to share one more thing that after contacting me, many of my friends, they have also participated in the walks. So that is really something which I cherish because in that way I get to share more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yes, and anything else?
No, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you so much for your
thank you
time.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was really nice talking to you.
Thank you so much. It
Thank
was nice
you.
to meet you as well. Maybe someday we will meet in real life
Yes,
once the
sure.
things improve.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much,
Thank
Anmol.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.